Hi, I'm Brian Allee-Walsh with NewOrleans.com today at Saints Minicamp, and I'm here with good friend and sports writer Jim Corbett from the USA Today. Jimmy, thanks for taking the time to be with me today.
Anytime.
Welcome to New Orleans. Where do your trips take you here and where else now?
Yeah, started in San Antonio, here for till tomorrow, then heading down to Houston with the Texans, on to Atlanta, back home for a week, and then out to Tennessee and over to Charlotte.
The idea that you're traveling around seeing the NFL, this is your, I know you were able to see at least a practice this morning, so I didn't want to jump on you before you got a chance to see this team. But what do you think it's imperative for them to try and repeat as world champions?
Yeah, I thought Sean Payton nailed it yesterday when he said it's one thing to identify the problems, it's another thing to attack them. And it is so hard. It's human nature. You're fighting. And, you would think that if anybody can do it here, and it was interesting to hear Sean saying they're looking forward to getting up with Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, the last team to repeat 2003, 2004. And if you think about it, this team has the same dynamic. They have that coach, that great motivator. They have that quarterback who's, just a cool, Pro Bowl QB who is going to be someday a Hall of Famer, who wants to rack up more than one, Lombardi trophy here, like a Tom Brady. In the middle, they've got Jonathan Vilma, who's a lot like Teddy Bruschi, a fiery guy who, they police themselves in the locker room, they push themselves on the field. Offense versus defense makes each other better. The young guys, those are the guys that are more susceptible to falling to the prey of the hangover, I guess we'll call it, the NFL version of the movie.
Sure.
Hopefully they don't fall prey, and they're looking, they're figuring out why they have a tiger in their hotel suite. But I think these guys stay focused, and being in San Antonio, hey, the Cowboys are real.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are better. They're loaded. Guys have lost weight. DeMarcus Ware's down 10 pounds. They've got 3 different backs that can pound you either way.
Mm-hmm.
They can hit you with 3 wides or two tight ends. Des Bryant's a force right away, so they're going to be better. So the Saints better be better. But we'll see.
The idea that this team comes in with a lot of pressure on them, what have you heard from a national standpoint? There seems to be a lot of emphasis being given on the Saints are partying too much and that kind of thing. From a national standpoint, Jimmy, what have you heard? And do you give that any credence at all?
Yeah, just talked to Drew about that, and he kind of looked me in the eye and he said, look, hey, I'm going to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to, really, do these kind of things that you might never have a chance to. He strikes the balance with family. He strikes the balance with, getting back to Todd Durkin, his personal trainer out in San Diego. He's thrown out there with Aaron Rodgers and all those guys who work with them. And so he's pushing. He's coming here ready. It's kind of his pre-training camp primer. So people wondering about, is he going to be, back in shape? Yeah, he will be. And he sets that thermostat, so to speak, in the locker room.
Yeah, he sets the tone for everything on this team, Jimmy. The one good bit of news today is that Patrick Robinson, their number 1 pick, did come in on camp. Really didn't miss any practice. And, they're one of a couple of teams now, New England being the other, from what I understand, that has all of their draft picks in on time. So, they're trying to set the tone for what they feel can be at least a real good shot at repeating. Any particular position or training camp battle that you're looking at for your newspaper?
Yeah, actually just seeing Alex Brown, the way he's fitting in, was a player I liked a lot in Chicago, a guy who I think gets it, is a good locker room guy. I think he's going to really help them and, take that pressure off of Will Smith, who is one of the underrated guys. What was there, 4 or 5 double-digit sack guys? He was one of them. So I really think that was a great get. The other thing I guess would be concerned about would be strong side linebacker, where Scott Fujita, I think he's just a sharp, get-it player, a high-effort guy. You want to see whether Jolan Dunbar or Clint Ingram can step in and get that job done and nail down. And, how will they do in the secondary? Is Darren Sharper ready at 35 years old, able to come off the microfracture surgery and be the same guy? We're probably not going to get 9 turnovers, 9 interceptions, and 3 touchdowns.
No, that was just maybe not an aberration, but that doesn't happen. You can't count on turnovers.
Exactly.
In fact, I'm going to put you on the spot, Jim. I know you've only watched 2.5 hours, 2 hours of this practice first day out. But what do you give me a synopsis of the NFC South and maybe the NFC, and where do the Saints fit in as far as winning it all?
That's a great question. It is so early. I haven't seen Atlanta. I guess that would be the one team that I'd still have to see to say how do they stack up, because they look much improved when you add Dunta Robinson in the back end. Pariah Jerry coming back in the middle. Nose tackle is going to help them against the run. Can they get more out of John Abraham, who I think had 5.5 sacks and really slumped off after a 16.5 sack season the year before? And I think Matt Ryan's one of those ascending guys who, should be back and take those guys back to the playoffs with a Michael Turner. I think the Saints win that division again. I think
you got a record. You got a record, Jimmy, as far as?
I don't think they're 13-3 again. I think they're probably more, 11 wins, and I think 10 wins get you. That's the coverage charge to get into the playoffs. But 11 wins will probably be enough to win. A pretty tough division. And then I do think it's probably them and the Cowboys in the championship game, because I can't see Brett Favre doing what he did at age 41 now, coming off that ankle surgery. But I also think that whoever has the home game, whether it's the Cowboys or the Saints, that's the team that goes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I tend to agree too. With you, Jimmy. I think that they certainly have the ability and roster to certainly be in the mix for the Final Four. And once you get in the playoffs, it's like anything. And if you're on a roll, if you're playing your best football going in, you've got a real good shot. But listen, I really appreciate the time.
Anytime, Brian.
And please come back, in New Orleans.
Sounds good.
Spend some of that good money for us.
Love the city. Thanks.
Thanks, Jimmy, and Brian Allee-Walsh with NewOrleans.com. Please stay tuned for further updates as the day goes on.
Yes.
Thanks, partner.
It's a wrap.